Here we are, round 2, game 1. I won the die roll. Ooh. Do I want to keep this? I think I'm going to. If I can draw one land, I come out pretty well with these two plays, and I get to start with the Despise. So I'm going to keep this. If I don't draw a land on my first two, I'm feeling pretty silly about it. The Despise is probably going to take something smaller than it normally would, unless he's just got like a crazy bomb. Okay. So, he's got the Parapet, the Bellowing Saddle. Oh, that one's good. Probably going to take that out. Even though the Parapet's pretty good. Probably going to get me on that for a bunch. Yeah, but the Saddle Brute is more than I can deal with till I hit 5 mana. Well, do I really just take out the Parapet? Because that's all he has to do at the beginning. I can always throttle the Saddle Brute. You know, I am going to take out the Wall, as weird as that sounds, because it's all he has to do in his early turns. And it's probably actually going to get me for a couple of life. And the Saddle Brute I can throttle. Right? No, that's a 4/5. No, I'm going to take the Saddle Brute. Okay. Yeah, if it was a 4/4, then I could throttle it, but yeah. Okay, so he's got the big kill spell, the Parapet, and some bigger beef we don't have to worry about for a while. So now that we've seen his hand, we can pass the turn. Alright, I am thrilled that I drew my extra land. Not how much to do about it, but I'm pretty happy about drawing it. So we'll do that. Next turn it's going to be Bloodsucker into Secret if I don't draw fourth, otherwise probably Assault Road Patrol. And waiting around, yeah, there's the Parapet. So that wall's going to get some work done. Alright, there we go, so end Assault Road Patrol. So I will get the creature down now, even though that creature is just going to bounce off of the Parapet. It will help the Assault Road Patrol to get through. Also, on my 5th land drop, I'll have enough to Secret and Outlast. So if I can draw one more land, I get to use my lands pretty efficiently. That's not the land I was looking for. But I will still attack in, just because there's no real good reason not to. He's Bug, right? Yeah, so he's Bug. So I'm not attacking into kill shot. Yep, obviously. Exchange players got the prerogative. Okay. Myself Assault Road Patrol. I don't really care what I draw next turn. Either one's fine. If I draw a land, then I get to Assault Road as well as Secret. If not, I don't know. I'd probably hold on to Secret so I can hit his bigger creature. Oh, he's got the long shot squad. That stops this guy from just suiciding in. I kind of want to throttle that, although I'll probably just wait till he outlasts to throttle that. Let's see. Maybe secreting is best right now, or outlasting. I don't have any really efficient use for my mana. It's just 4. I mean, I can maybe a Bitter Revelation here. Maybe that's the best use for my mana. Just to fill my hand back up. I don't usually like to be messing around with card draw when I have things that I could be doing, but this seems to be the best use of getting every last drop out of my mana. So I'm going to do it that way. Next turn, I'll have 5 untapping, which will let me do pretty much anything. So I can draw gas if I need to. Okay. So what do I get a shot at? You know, I think I just want the gas rather than the lands. Skull Hunter could also be pretty good if I can attack in with the Salt Road Patrol. Especially then because the secret gets better. Okay. So hold my guys back. See what he's got. So I think next turn, unless he plays something that's got 2 power and more than 2 toughness, that he could use both of these to double block the Salt Road. I send the Salt Road in just to trigger the raid, and I play Skull Hunter to make him drop a card, and then Secret for the other 2 cards. Unless he just does that and gets down to 2 cards, in which case I only need to play Secret, and I can wait on the Skull Hunter. Okay, so he got out a whole bunch. I could send in the Salt Road Patrol if I wanted to trigger raid, but I don't really need it now. So I've got 3 mana to mess with that's not Secret, so I guess I Outlast here. Yeah, I think I Secret him and then I Outlast. Could also just throttle this guy. Now I have to Secret to get those last 2 cards out, because he's got a pretty beefy creature in there. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. Okay, so the Secret is forced, the other 2 mana, or the other 3 mana, just get sunk into the Salt Road Patrol. If he Outlasts again, I might be in trouble. But I don't think quite as much trouble as I would be in if I don't get that big creature out of his hand. Alright. So. I already got the Saddle Brute, which I'm glad that I took out. And so I only get 2 cards, so it's not really a decision. Yep, both cards I knew about, the 6/5 and the Kill Spell. Okay, so the pre-combat main phase. Alright. So now once that has got a counter on it, then the Nightblade makes it Death Touch, which is a pretty big deal. Next turn I can send in with it pretty well. And it's got 6 power? I'm sorry, 6 toughness. So he would have to double block with both of these guys to take it down. That would be okay trading this for both of those. Alright, so he's going to get at me, and that's okay. I'm willing to take 6 at this point. Especially since I will get to throttle the 4/4 later. So I've got 6 mana, I'll only have 1 after the throttle. He's got a 2/1. Okay. And I can play the Skull Hunter. Only he doesn't have any cards in hand, huh? Might want to sandbag the Skull Hunter and just get another Outlast on there. I run the risk of him outlasting this if I wait on the throttle. Although, if he does, the throttle is still useful, because later he can attack it and I can shrink it enough to where it'll die in combat. So I can sit back and wait for him. Yeah, it's probably risky holding the Salt Road Patrol back, because he's not gonna do this. He's probably just gonna... Now, I think I can throttle in response to an Outlast. I think that's how it works. So I'm just gonna hold my guys back and actually wait for the Outlast so I can throttle it. I think that's how it works, and if it doesn't, I'm in trouble. And I'll find out by playing Moto. So, hope to throttle, and then next turn, hope that he holds a card in his hand and swing Nightblade Skull Hunter. Alright, so I have nothing that can block that, so I'm just going to have to take 2. My life total's getting a little bit lower than I'd like it to be. The turtle, huh? Well, I didn't see that coming. Well, that is eventually probably going to kill me. So, in response, I'm going to kill this guy. So there. Okay. So, this is so hard to understand how this works. When he attacks exile, then returning to the battlefield under your control tapped and attacking during your next... Okay. So this guy is eventually going to take me down. So I need to start playing some chump blockers. Actually, I need to play guys that are going to kill him. So this is going to do some work. Okay. Not as bad as it looks, but he does still have a flyer that I would prefer he not have. And some land that I would prefer not to have drawn. I do have the Bloodsucker. Okay. Well, since the Skull Hunter isn't really doing me a whole lot of good, I'm just going to play it out there. Got Assault Road with Death Touch. Let's see, I could hold back for the sack, but I don't think I need it. So, I am just going to get that Skull Hunter out there. Okay, so now he has got me on a clock with the flyer, but not the turtle. Let's see, the turtle's only got 5 power, so the Salt Road Patrol actually blocks it pretty handily. Alright, is he going to send in anybody other than the flyer? No, just the flyer. No, I have not touched him at all so far. He also didn't send this guy in, so he's just going to use him as a 5/9 wall. Oh, another flyer. Is not good. Okay, so that skyrockets his clock. Well, Hate Blade will help come up the ground a little bit, but man, I need somebody in the air. Alright, so play him down. I'll Outlast here, partially just to get his toughness up to 4. And then I've got to leave everybody else at home. So I have got to draw something to take down these birds. Look at this graveyard here. How many things does he have to fly? Well, really just those 2. He's also got the parapet. I'm probably drawing dead here, because I'm going to have to kill all these guys. So I would pretty much need some sort of wrath effect. Yep, there those go. I'm pretty much dead. Now the elephant would be helping me here. Could be sending in with death touching guys with tokens. Okay, so I'm dead. I'm going to send in all of my creatures. And see if he does anything foolish, which he probably will not. I feel like I have a decent power level for my cards, that I'm not really sacrificing that much power level just to get mana consistency. Let's see, he blocks with the parapet. I could stack a whole bunch of stuff to take that down. Actually, don't even have the mana to do that. Okay. So we'll play it like that. I can sack... I did get an extra 2 life there. So I can sack this to stay alive. I don't think it actually does much, though. Yeah, because he can get me down to 2 just with this. So with these other 2, yeah, I'm dead still. I can sack that. Still doesn't do much. I managed to get him to 12, and that's about it. Still gets me for exactly 5. Okay. So maybe consider going Abzan. Although, I know I didn't win that game, but the discard spells were actually pretty good against him. So I'm still not going to mess up my mana. Yeah, I'm going to hold it this way. I have still not drawn any of my Delve cards, though. Man, it's, what, 3 games in? I haven't seen any of these guys? Oh well. I don't think that there's anything that's bad against him. I also haven't drawn my Horror Specs. Leaving all of my good cards in the deck. Okay. Well, I feel like I've got a decent deck. I've just had a bit of